I think just the exciting thing was not really knowing. It was like kind of discovering what the next step was going to be for her, and talking to Garth for the first time and understanding where the character's trajectory was headed. And, I think Ash in the first film, she's, got this kind of like deadbeat relationship she's in with this kind of jerky guy, and it's a crutch she uses, I think, to like almost not share her gift. I think she's like living in the shadow of this guy, and when she finally dumps him, and she realizes like, wow, I actually deserve a seat at the table. She discovers her own self-worth, and in this film, she uses that experience to help another character discover or rediscover their voice, and move through a really difficult moment in their life, and start to kind of take a step forward out of a place that feels hopeless. And I think it's just a very inspiring character arc that she uses her experience to then help another person, because she knows what it's like to be stuck in something. And I think that's very admirable. Ash, I think it's a kind of experience, I think, that a lot of young people go through, where they, feel like they kind of need the validation of somebody else to feel like they're worth something. And, I think life teaches you that, you are your own best advocate, and that you have to, if you don't like believe in yourself, like how, like you can't, how do you like believe in anything else? It's really, really important to go on that kind of journey of self-discovery on your own. Like you have to, it starts with you. And I think Ash has that experience in Sing, and we get to see her go through this transformative process. I think it's very inspiring for a lot of young people, and even adults that are maybe still on their journey of self-discovery. I think Garth has such an boyish enthusiasm. I mean, he's just, firstly, like maybe the nicest person I think I've ever met, which I'm like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, how can you actually be that nice? But he genuinely is, and he's just so emotionally available. And I mean, there's been plenty of times where we were recording and he got misty-eyed and wasn't afraid to let us all know that he was crying. And just, he's just a very real person. He's very unique and genuine, and very much himself. And I love that. I love working with other creative people that are also willing to show their soft underbelly, because like that's what I do in my job, and it to feel like my director is also right there with me, gives me the confidence to like let it all loose and let it all hang out and try new things. Definitely. I think, Garth really, I love that Ash has a very dry sense of humor, and she's sort of like a moody teenager, and Garth loves all of those little kind of quippy things and strange readings that are a little bit like off. And he loves to push that stuff, and I love to find it too. So, she's always like a little, like, she's a little sarcastic, and she'll be like, she's these little kind of like, sure, okay, these like little funny things that she does, like eye roll kind of sounds she makes. And it's fun to, like, Garth loves those and remembers them, and kind of encourages you to keep pushing those things, because I think that's what makes the characters all like, that's how they feel like individuals from one another. When I was recording Sing 2, we were still in lockdown, and I was in a really isolated place during the lockdown. So just being able to go to work and see Garth, even though it was through like a video chat, and be with an engineer, even though they were between like 5 layers of soundproof glass and whatever. It's still, I just, it was my only opportunity to really perform, and we were working on something that was coming out like in the future, and it felt hopeful, like we were still doing something that we would eventually all be together to enjoy. And it's just the fact that the film is coming out now, when in fact everybody can get together and enjoy it in person, is just like a wonderful timing. It just feels like the right movie right now. And it's going to be just such a delight to get to experience this film, particularly because it's so uplifting and so much about togetherness, actually together.